Hello, beautiful friends. So I am coming at you today. I was going to sit down and do some readings for myself, but I got guided to do a reading for the collective first. And so I started by feeling guided to check in with the inner child as it relates to the shared energy. And the medicine here is the Emperor's New Clothes. And what that looks like and tells me about the Emperor card coming through is I feel like it's a restoration of the silly that came before and a rebalancing to the man that comes in the future. So, or to the person. This is obviously not specific to either thing. It's the shared energy. So I feel like the metaphor being offered is that there has been a stripping of illusions, a stripping of ego, really getting to the bare minimum of what it is to be a soul in a human body. And in the shared field, again, stripping away the fantasy, stripping away the projection, stripping away anything that's been getting in the way of true thing. Now, I was drawn to also draw a spirit card, animal spirit, and it came out blank. Which I think is really interesting because if you're watching this reading, to me, that's usually an indication that you have had a dream or a close encounter with an animal somewhat recently. So that's the animal that is guiding your connection. I also got a pretty strong message of bear, and we'll get into that in a minute because sometimes it's what appears in the cards. Okay, so for the more yin component, we get this page of pentacles, all right? And this is about like resisting temptation. It's, kind of like reaching for the carnal desire, but like taking a moment. I think there has been a lot of rewiring of patterns and of awareness, both for both sides of a counterpart. So what I see in this is that we're really taking a step back. It's also like this guy is like going through puberty actively. So I feel like the maturity that is coming up, it's showing that like we are evolving and we're all growing and we're in that in-between stage where we don't quite know what the next steps look like. We're in the territory without a map. We know where we're going. We know what we want to do. We know what we want. However, we don't necessarily have a template to get there like we did before because there has been so much stripping of all of these illusions. I almost feel like, too, that this is like, that these two are related. This is his boy self, and this is another like round of lessons that he went into. Now for the external, because I was a little by the Child of Boons, I was like, what is this? But the external that comes out is the Queen of Swords and the Three of Swords, okay? So what I get here is just, it's like this final release of all of the ways that we were holding immaturity, all of the ways that we were not stepping in our truth, stepping forward in our power, that sort of thing, and really kind of coming into that embodiment. And it's interesting how this gets processed, right? Like we can do this at the emotional level, but these are both swords cards. So to me, this is a sorting of the mental energies as it relates to this evolution that's going on. So I think a lot of it's too, like sometimes, our brain has to catch up to our body. So it's almost like we have been in the process of embodying, but our brain is freaking out because there's all these patterns of anxiety and, the past patterns that were showing up for us in relationships that we have done clearing on, that we have done work on, and that is shifting now. So for the more yang component, I get these two cards really beautifully. So this is the Six of Boons, Six of Pentacles, and the Three of Visions, the Three of Cups. All right, so, and the Six of Boons came first. So this is a card of rest, of renewal, of nostalgia. And what I really get from this is that there has been an extreme internal process going on for the more yang component in the relationship. And again, this can be within you. This can be with your counterpart. This could be just for your counterpart. You apply it to how it resonates for you. However, it's like we're coming out of the rest and renewal time and into the renewal time. So this is rest, this is renewal. This is coming together in collaboration. It's celebrating there's a real piece of like being present with the fears. I think that bunnies, rabbits can represent fertility, or they can represent fear, and some of their many things. And what I really love about this image is it's just like it's being held by the fertile components of it all. There's the rabbits that are stirring and are a little anxious, and then there's the rabbits that are completely deep in a rest. And so it's really kind of being with that internal process, being with the dreams as the fears transmute, so that you can step more into the world and find this place of joy, of camaraderie, of dancing, of being together. Now, as the external journey, what we get is the Chariot, okay? And here we are coming into the year of the fire horse, and this is a very representational image of that. So what I see in this card is this incredible way of balancing the polarities, balancing that inner placement within, and really taking action. From the card reading yesterday, that was the card that we got for this side of the counterpart energy. And it was, we got purity and like being in the light for the yin, and for the yang, more in this placement of how to take action. And I really feel like this is ready. Like away, here we go, here I come. And that's a really beautiful thing. And there's a lot of good movement and process happening. So I think that that's a key piece to be aware. Now, I asked what the overall message for this reading was for today. And I got the card Echinacea, Destiny. So what's really beautiful about this is, we have the snake eating its tail, this full circle situation. We have the roots of the flower visible to us, and the bloom of the flower is visible to us. We also have an image here of the sun and the moon. So to me, this really represents a incredible balancing that is happening between the yin and yang components, not only within, but externally and within relationships. That we're seeing out in the world. I think also how we are taking steps forward in our own life and listening to our own guidance, and maybe being with the pacing that needs us to rest and slow down. What's also beautiful about this is, of course, Echinacea is a healing plant. It's a plant that helps like boost your immunity. So I think the message I'm overall getting with this card, there's also some rain, there's some clouds, but this, it just feels like this full cup that's like now sprouting life. It reminds me, I think, of the Six of Pentacles. No. Yes, Six of Pentacles in the Light Seers deck, where there's like the hands that are, kind of coming back and forth. Or at least I think that's the one. Anyway, this is a very powerful card, and I'm really feeling the medicine of this, of really deepening into and trusting the process, and not being afraid of making adjustments, of tuning in, of having conversations. It's really being present now with all that is. And I think that if you haven't started already having these conversations with yourself, it's time. If you haven't started having them externally within the relationships of your life, I think the more we step up and we share our inner process, the more we're bringing the more we're bringing soul into the body. How this is displaying itself for me is, it is this piece of how we embody our truth while listening to the soul. Or for me, I'm a highly sensitive, empathic person, so I get a lot of information at the spiritual level, and I'm learning how to better guard that so I'm not getting so flooded all of the time. But what's beautiful about receiving insight in that way is then witnessing a process where someone comes forward and they share the thing that I already intuited, which grounds my intuition into the body more, and my knowing of that before they came into sharing it was really beautiful, because now I'm able to see and witness their process, and they're able to be seen and witnessed in their process, which again, we need to all be seen and heard, and everybody's going to have different ways of needing how that of how that manifests for them, but that is really beautiful in the process. So Anyway, I don't know who needed this message today. It didn't feel for anything too specific, or even for the collective. It needed to come through. So I hope that you found this message and that it resonates with you. And if you'd like an individual reading or to do an alchemical session, please reach out, and the best way to do that is by email at prismhealers@gmail.com. I'm Haley Jones, and I'm a Clownvoyant. Thank you for watching this video. Look forward to tuning in again with you soon. Aho!